It is critically important to the psychology that's being played out right now and the messaging that's being played out right now. Listen to what Donald Trump and his ilk, and that's the polite way to put it, are telling us that the only way Donald Trump loses this election is if there is fraud. Think about that. The only way he loses is if there's fraud. No, Donald Trump, the only way you lose is when the American people vote you out of office. That's how you lose an election in this country. It's when you are voted out. But their narrative is one that tells us that the only way he loses is if they're fraud. That is counter to everything we know to be true about our system, even with interference. This is the same man who complained about winning his election in 2016. So I think we really need to listen to what Mark is saying here about what is the messaging and the motivations involved here, because we are trying to he's trying to punk us on something very fundamental. He's trying to dupe us into believing something that goes against everything we already know to be true. So I really don't want people to lose sight of that, not because of some fraud, not because of vote by mail, not because of absentee ballots, but because the American people, when this election is certified, will have unelected him. As someone who I learned the art of politics growing up in Washington, D.C. from the likes of David Clark, Joe Yeldell, Marion Barry, and especially Marion Barry always taught me as a Republican. I was a Republican at the time, so he had sympathy on me, but he taught me some of the tricks of the trade, which was learn to work your vote and learn to turn that vote out. And how you do that is by all means necessary and available. So that means getting them to the polls, getting ballots in their hands if they're living in assisted living facilities. You turn that vote out. So that is a lesson that Republicans, and certainly that I know to be true, because we have used it, Mayor. What Mark is saying is so incredibly true, and which is why what the Republicans are allowing Donald Trump to do right now is so short-sighted and so stupid, because those ballots that they are trying to challenge, those ballots that they're trying to throw out, have Republican senators running for re-election. Hello. They have Republican senators who are in tight races. Well, guess what's going to happen? That's a recipe for them to lose those seats that they need. Mitch McConnell is not crazy about this idea, trust me, of Donald Trump challenging all of these ballots, because he knows those down ballot Republicans will also lose those races potentially because those ballots won't get counted.